What's up everyone, Joe from China Cycling here. It's everyone's favorite day, it's new bike day.
Okay, so technically I got this bike a few months ago, but this is the first time making a video about it, so that counts.
So I thought I'd talk you through my new bike. So I went for a bit of an aero build and I've built it around Winspace's T1500 disc brake frame. I got the frame in a 470mm, 47cm frame. I got it in this white color with a few sparkles in the paintwork. Pretty hard to see, but pretty subtle. All the black decals on the bike are actually the carbon fiber underneath. They're not black decals. So when the light hits the carbon, you can see the carbon weave there reflecting. But I thought I'd give you a quick walkthrough of my bike. So we'll start at the top. Up top, we have a Physique Antares, I think. I prefer the Arione, but I inherited this saddle, so that's what's staying on there. Carbon rails to keep it nice and light. Going down from that, we have the custom aero seat post that goes with the Winspace T1500. It's kind of like a truncated aerofoil pattern with the back slightly cut off, but not too much cut off. Going down there, there's a nice rubber grommet where it goes into the frame, stopping any water getting in there or anything. On the top of the frame, a bit special, I've got the La Bao. Now, La Bao is basically Chinese for getting dropped or dropping someone. It's like a verb. Up front, we have the Winspace Zero integrated cockpit and handlebars. I went for a 115mm stem with 38cm wide bars. Super stiff bars. In the middle of the bars, you'll see the Wahoo element bolt. The bright yellow isn't really matching the rest of the paintwork, but hey, it means it's easy to find in my kit bag. On the bars, of course, doing the controlling, doing the braking are the SRAM Force AXS 12-speed hydraulic road disc shifters. Most of the group set on this build is that SRAM Force AXS 12-speed. So we've got the shifters up front. We've obviously got the hydraulic disc brakes front and rear. I went for 160 rotors front and rear, I think. We've got the SRAM Force wireless front derailleur and of course the SRAM Force wireless rear derailleur. I guess lots of you are asking why Force, why not red? Well, two reasons. Number one, obviously Force, you can save yourself some money. And number two, Force is black and black's better. Going down a bit further still, you'll see a covered up hole for cables. That's because obviously all the cables on this are fully internal. Being SRAM Force AXS, there aren't actually that many cables, just a front brake hose and a rear brake hose, but they run through the bar, down in front of the steerer tube, and then the front one to the front and the rear one to the rear, obviously. Going a bit further down, we have these elite bottom cages. I think they're called the Custom Race Plus. Actually not a huge fan. I find them a bit too tight. I tried playing with them, I tried wiggling them, but they really hold the buttons too tight. Front and rear, we're doing the Winspace Hyper 65mm. So these are actually a prototype version, not actually out yet. They don't have the butterfly weave visible, the filament winding like their 50 and 38mm brothers, but they do still have the carbon spokes and the uber-sized hubs with ceramic bearings and all that good stuff. Wrapped around these Winspace Hyper rims, we have these Schwalbe Pro 1 TTs in 25mm setup tubeless. Would not recommend these tires. I've been running them for around 1,000 kilometers now, and the front one is still leaking sealant through the sidewall. The back one has kind of stopped leaking now and he can hold pressure, but the front one loses about 50 PSI a day. So yeah, avoid on the everyday bike, but they do look nice and super light. Going a bit further down still, we come to the crank. So it's the SRAM Force crank that came with the group set. 170mm cranks. I want to switch to 165s when I get the chance, but haven't had chance yet. Actually got 2 power meters on this bike right now. So I've got the Fevera Asioma pedal-based power meters on the left and on the right, and then in the center I have the XKD X Power Spider. So I guess there's got 3 power meters on this bike. Yeah, testing this power meter at the moment. Will keep you updated. And the Fevera Asiomas, we all know, are as reliable as it gets. The BB on this bike is a BB86, so I'm running SRAM's own BB86 to dub bottom bracket. The first time I installed it, I kind of messed it up, so I had to take out the waterproof tube in the middle. But hey, it doesn't really do anything, so saved 3 grams, 4 grams maybe. But now it's running fine. Spins pretty well too. And that's about it for an overview of this bike. I'll give you a proper review when I've put some more miles on it. At the moment, first thoughts, it climbs better than I thought it would. So I think in this setup it weighs 7.6 kilograms without pedals, and that's with obviously pretty heavy wheels. But yeah, it climbs better than I thought it would, but in a straight line on the flats, whoa, 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 it goes. Once you get this thing up to speed, it just rockets on down. Really loving that. Around 1,000 kilometers in it so far, and I'll keep you updated about what I want to change, what I want to tinker. Wheels, I might drop down to 50s. I think 65 is a bit overkill for me. So anyway, I'll give you a more in-depth review when I put some more kilometers on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and yeah, that's my bike. Hope you like it. China Cycling out.